A potential diplomatic earthquake is forming in Central Europe. Plans are being drawn for a Budapest summit between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, a meeting that, if it happens, could redefine not just the war in Ukraine, but the balance of global power. Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, often described as a bridge between East and West, is expected to host. The goal, according to early leaks, to explore a new path to peace in Ukraine. But the world has seen summits like this before. Grand promises, powerful handshakes, and little real change. So is this a genuine breakthrough moment or another round of high-stakes political theater? Here's what we know. The summit is being prepared for late 2025, likely in Budapest's historic castle district, a symbolic setting for talks about war and peace. Hungary, a NATO and EU member, has often broken with its allies over the Ukraine conflict, refusing to send weapons and calling instead for immediate negotiations. That position made Orbán a natural host for both Moscow and Trump's camp. According to diplomatic sources, the summit's main topics would include a potential ceasefire framework in Ukraine, security guarantees for Europe, and the possible loosening of Western sanctions against Russia in exchange for verifiable steps toward peace. Every side sees opportunity here and risk. For Russia, this summit represents a diplomatic victory even before it begins. Putin wants to show that the West is divided and that Russia cannot be isolated indefinitely. Appearing alongside Trump gives him international legitimacy, especially as the war drags into its fourth year. Putin's message will likely echo his long-standing position. Russia is ready for peace, but only if its security interests are respected. In practice, that means recognizing Moscow's control over occupied territories and keeping Ukraine out of NATO. For Donald Trump, the summit is political gold. He has consistently criticized U.S. aid to Ukraine and insists that, under his leadership, he could end the war in 24 hours. Hosting or attending peace talks allows him to project the image of a pragmatic dealmaker, one who can succeed where traditional diplomacy has failed. It's also a direct contrast to President Biden's strategy of unwavering support for Kyiv. For Ukraine, the calculus is fraught. Any peace built on territorial concessions risks eroding public support at home and alienating European allies. But ignoring the summit entirely could isolate Kyiv just as global attention begins to wane. Across Europe, reactions to the Budapest summit are mixed and deeply political. France and Germany have expressed quiet concern that a parallel peace process led by Trump could weaken Europe's unified approach. Diplomats fear that if Trump bypasses Brussels, the EU could lose influence over the outcome of the war it has helped fund and sustain. In Eastern Europe, especially Poland and the Baltic states, the concern is more urgent. These countries see Russia's invasion as an existential threat. A deal that freezes current front lines could leave millions of Ukrainians under occupation and embolden Moscow to test NATO's resolve elsewhere. Meanwhile, Hungary's stance continues to frustrate its neighbors. Orbán's government buys Russian energy, welcomes Russian diplomats, and often echoes Kremlin talking points. His supporters argue that peace through dialogue is Hungary's pragmatic path. His critics call it opportunism. As one European analyst put it, if Budapest becomes the venue where the West concedes ground, it will mark not just a diplomatic shift, but a moral one. In the United States, the planned summit has already sparked a fierce domestic debate. Supporters of Trump see the move as bold and necessary, arguing that current policies have prolonged the war and drained American resources. They claim that fresh dialogue, even with Putin, is essential to achieve peace. Critics, however, accuse Trump of undermining U.S. and NATO unity. They warn that by meeting Putin without firm preconditions, he risks signaling that Russia's invasion can be rewarded through negotiation. Some also recall Trump's controversial performance at the 2018 Helsinki summit, a moment that still colors perceptions of his foreign policy instincts. The Biden administration has remained cautious, neither endorsing nor condemning the proposed meeting. Yet behind closed doors, officials reportedly fear it could complicate ongoing coordination with allies. In Washington, one senior diplomat was quoted as saying, "If Trump gives Putin a platform, it will be seen in Moscow as weakness and in Kyiv as betrayal." To gauge what Budapest might deliver, it helps to look back. Throughout modern history, summits between rival powers have often combined high drama with limited results. The Yalta Conference in 1945 shaped the post-war world, but also divided Europe for half a century. The Reykjavik summit of 1986 between Reagan and Gorbachev failed on the surface, yet paved the way for major arms control deals later. More recently, the Helsinki 2018 meeting between Trump and Putin generated controversy but no policy shift. In short, summits can change narratives even when they don't change outcomes. If Budapest follows that pattern, the biggest impact may not be on the battlefield, but on how the world perceives diplomacy itself, or hypocrisy. Whatever happens in Budapest, one truth remains. The war in Ukraine has already changed the world. It's redrawn borders, reshaped alliances, and revived debates about sovereignty and survival. In the end, history may not remember the speeches or the handshakes, but whether those who met in Budapest chose symbolism or substance. Subscribe.